Welcome to another episode of Mad Adam's Mad Money with your host, Adam, me. Quick shout out to all the Ostonians out there watching, and welcome YouTube audience. So as you can see, I've upgraded my studio a bit. Big microphone right here. This thing is amazing. I just picked it up today. It's a Blue Yeti, and obviously it's not blue, it's black, but if you intend to do any podcasting or vlogging or YouTubing at all, highly recommended. So, getting into today's episode, we're going to talk about OST, my favorite topic. What is OST? OST is a utility token built on the Ethereum protocol ERC20. We're going to talk about some high-level stuff about OST. It started when Jason Goldberg, the CEO, he wanted to take his company, Peepo, and tokenize it. And in so doing, realized that the tokenization process needed some revolution. He wanted to revolutionize the whole infrastructure around tokenizing. So he took what he was building with Peepo and the Peepo token and changed it to be a one-stop shop for anyone looking to tokenize, any person, any company, anything. So they designed OST to allow you to take their ERC20 OST token and from it mint your own branded token. The branded token would be essentially a denomination of OST, but not quite. So when you mint, and I'll do an episode on the minting process coming up in the next as part of this OST series. So you mint at a set ratio, say 1 to 100, where one OST equals 100 of your branded tokens. And I've mentioned Joe tokens before, or American Airlines tokens or whatnot. That's what I'm talking about, a minted branded token. So you can mint a token, your own crypto asset, with OST, and you can literally brand it. So OST has this suite of software surrounding the OST technology. They have the OST KYC service, which is a know your customer service for ICOs or anyone looking to do something along the lines of KYC. They also have the OST kit, which is how you tokenize and mint. It also has a lot of tools in there that allow some analytics, and they have OST View, which is the OST blockchain viewer, and it allows you to dig down into the OST blockchain and do some analysis and view all the transactions on your brand token, there's the side chain. And I believe it allows you to look at the OST blockchain as well. So the OST blockchain runs on Ethereum mainnet, while your branded token runs on a public side chain off of mainnet. If you're not technically inclined, don't worry about trying to understand that. What it means is when people build technologies on top of Ethereum, things like CryptoKitties, where it becomes really popular and it clogs up the network, and you have all this traffic on the network. Well, if you have your own technology built on top of Ethereum, that traffic's going to affect your token as well. It's going to affect your networks, your ecosystem's ability to handle transactions, because it all happens on the Ethereum blockchain. And that's what happened with CryptoKitties. There was so much traffic that it clogged everything up, and all the other Ethereum-based transactions couldn't get through. So it had a huge effect on everything. So one solution, and honestly the best solution, is to just take that traffic off of mainnet. So if CryptoKitties had minted their own branded token using OST, then all that traffic would have been diverted onto a private road, essentially, off the highway, where it was just their traffic. And all of those transactions could happen at incredible speeds without affecting anyone else on Ethereum mainnet. So your branded tokens run on a side chain off of Ethereum mainnet. so that allows you a lot of flexibility as far as being able to maintain the speed of the network. Now, other things about OST. So you mint a token, and it's for your company, and there's other companies that mint their own tokens. Okay, well, how is this different than just you coming up with your own ERC20 based token, which if you have a few developers, isn't that hard to do? Well, if say I've got one ERC20 token over here, and this other business, they have their own. Well, there's no crosstalk there, and that might be good for you, but there's a lot of dynamics that can happen if you open up the ecosystem for cross transactions. So the branded token ecosystem, it's when you stop and think about it, it's quite ingenious. So I talked about in a previous episode how a hypothetical situation could allow you to buy your coffee with branded tokens, save up some of them, and use them with an airline that accepts them as their airline miles that they've tokenized. So that would be really, really powerful. But the reason that works is the whole mechanism of the branded token economy being able to work cross branded tokens. So because all of the branded tokens are OST based, they're any branded token based on the smart contract that created the token, it can be essentially cashed out for the OST that was used to stake those branded tokens. So if I have one Joe token, even if it's not worth an entire OST, I can still cash it out for the amount of OST that was used to mint that one Joe's token. So how does that create a dynamic ecosystem on the branded token networks? So the universal wallet that OST is developing, it's going to have a lot of functionality, and one of those functions is this interoperability of branded tokens. Under the covers, it's essentially going to be taking your branded token, converting it to OST, and then minting it into that other token. But it's going to be completely seamless and transparent to the user. And I may be wrong on that functionality of exactly how it works, but really it's not important. What's important is to understand that if I earn Joe tokens, I can use them at an airline that has their own branded token for airline miles. But this goes into a huge, it blossoms out as you start to scale out and think about it. So imagine if every company that you patronized, they had their own branded token, from your coffee shop to your gas station to your grocery store, everything. So you go to work in the morning and you stop at the gas station to fill up your tank, and you scan the QR code for the wallet address on the pump, and you pay for your gas using those branded tokens for that gas station. And then you go to your grocery store to pick up maybe some donuts for your coworkers because you're a nice person, right? So you have all of these tokens from the coffee shop, from buying your coffee there, and you use them to buy those donuts. Now, you didn't actually spend any of your paycheck, any of your money to get those donuts, because you earned the tokens from buying coffee. So you bought coffee with fiat and you got Joe tokens. You used it to maybe pay for your gas and do some shopping, right? Then you go to work and you haven't spent any actual money. You've just been using these tokens that you've earned through this ecosystem. So even if you didn't have any tokens, but there was a reward system at all of these places, just like, so supermarkets, they have discount cards, right? Why do they have discount cards? They use them to track what you buy, when you buy them, and all of this other analytical stuff that they can pull out of it. Why is that important to supermarkets? Well, one reason is because of targeted advertising. You see this a lot on Google and Amazon and whatnot. If they know the kinds of things you buy, they can give you coupons for products that fit that category that you are more likely to use. So they can guide your spending towards other things that they want to sell. Is that a bad thing for the consumer? No, not necessarily. But it's really good for stores to do that, to increase their sales, right? And it's all about brand awareness. So these stores that have these the discount cards, imagine if those cards were tokenized. So every time you went to the grocery store and you bought your groceries, instead of swiping your discount card, I'm avoiding saying actually any actual brand names here. So you go to the grocery store, you buy your groceries. You, instead of swiping that card, you scan your wallet address, and it sends you some tokens for free that you can use, like coupons, right, to pay for things. But how does that help the grocery store? Well, in that transaction, they can embed data about what you purchased, and they own the tokens and the side chain that those branded tokens run on, so they can run analytics on all that data that they embed in that transaction and figure out, okay, well, the timestamp for this transaction is thus, and the purchases were thus, and the wallet used has these other transactions. And oh, by the way, because of this ecosystem for other branded tokens, they can see other places that you use their branded tokens at. So they can see other things that, okay, so you go to this grocery store and you buy groceries there, and you also go to the gas station across the road. They can see that, so they can offer you coupons that tie into that. And likewise, the gas station can do the same thing. So it's really powerful for companies to be able to do this. So as you might be able to guess, it means there's going to be a lot of companies that want to get on this bandwagon, right? It's a party that everyone wants to be a part of. Why, as a consumer, would you play along? Well, because it gets you free stuff, essentially. So these tokens, they're as good as money. And even if you didn't want to play the game of the system and use these tokens to buy more stuff at these places that gave them to you, well, if you're a fan of crypto assets, right, you can take these the tokens, exchange them back for OST, and trade them on the markets, right? So that's pretty awesome. It's like getting free money to take to the slot machines, though it's not really gambling if you're a trader. Anyway, OST is awesome. Branded tokens are awesome. And I invite you to visit the OST.com website, check out everything that's going on there. Join us on Telegram. OST has their own official Telegram channel, but I'm a part of what I like to call Ostonia, which is an unofficial community channel that we, the community, administrate. And it's really an amazing environment there. There's a lot of I wouldn't say maturity, because we have a lot of fun, but it's very professional, and you don't find a lot of the things that you see in a lot of these other crypto channels online, both in Telegram and elsewhere. There's not a lot of BS going on. So I respect the community there quite a lot. So join us. I welcome you to check us out. I'll post a link down below. And you might also notice there's a Patreon link down there. Not asking for handouts, but if you love my shows, feel free to contribute, and it will help me do things like get hardware to improve the quality of what you're viewing and continue this channel, because I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy the feedback from the community and my audience, and I love spreading knowledge. The whole reason I started this channel and doing these these videos is because I am I'm on a quest. I'm on a journey. I'm learning more about crypto every day, and nothing that I learn, I have thought, well, that wasn't worth finding out. I should never share that with anybody. Quite the opposite. I want to share my journey with you, and I want to give freely all the knowledge that I have gained to the greater world, because knowledge is only useful when it's shared. So feel free to help me out, even if it's just posting some comments down below on what you want to hear, or clicking the follow, clicking the like button, or visiting me on Telegram, because I'm there all the time. You can ask my friends. You can ask my son. So this has been a great chat, and next time I want to get into some more deeper topics about how OST works, and talk about some more of the sidechain stuff, and the APIs and the SDK around OSTK, and how beta's coming, and Alpha Phase 2 is coming up soon, and all this other exciting stuff. So stay tuned, subscribe so that you'll get notifications on when my next video comes out, and give a shout out to Scott, because he's the one that does all of the post-production editing on all this, except for the couple of videos that didn't turn out as great because I'm still an amateur video editor. So give a shout out to Scott. And by the way, CryptoCat, here's your shout out. I'll see you next time, folks, and have a great week. Love ya.